and from the biblical prophecy that it's in Bethlehem. You know, I've often wondered if these magi had followed the star so far to Israel and Jerusalem, why didn't they follow it further to Bethlehem? Why did they stop in Jerusalem and ask? There's a question to ponder. But the Magi are warned in a dream to not return to Jerusalem and find another route home. Now we've got these dream themes throughout our message today and throughout really the Old Testament. Dreams were viewed differently then. Dreams were very special. They were seen as distinct and direct communication between God and man. Not leaving out women. Mankind, shall we say. These dreams were to be held as accurate and absolute truth. And so when a dream occurred, it became very, very special. Not like some of the dreams have where we get up and laugh and say, what on earth was that about? Shortly after the massacre that Herod ordered, he attempted suicide, changed his will 3 times, and finally divided up his realm between his 3 sons. Now, it's kind of curious to note that one of the sons, Herod Antipas, inherited Galilee. And this is a territory north of Jerusalem, and this would be the Herod to which Pontius Pilate sent Jesus for the trial later on in his life. But let's go back to Bethlehem and Herod the Great. Now, Bethlehem was really a very small town. So there were probably around 20 children killed. That was a number that would grievously affect the entire village. 20 children. We are so abhorred that Herod would order such a slaughter. And the gospel tells us of the prophecy that was read this morning. A voice was heard in Ramah, wailing and loud lamentation, Rachel weeping for her children. She refused to be consoled because they are no more. Compared to the approximate 20 children killed in Bethlehem, how many unborn and partially born children are killed every day in this so-called civilized society? Who weeps for them? It seems to be the burden of women to express the grief they feel over the pain and injustices that they must witness and bear. They're the inconsolable tears of a woman losing a child formed in her womb and carried for 9 months, more or less. The indescribable tears of a woman who has pain after birthing and nurturing a child, only to lose that child to an accident or illness. And then there are the desperate tears of a woman who deeply desires to have a child, but for many different reasons is not able to, or in my case, had to choose not to. There are the wrenching tears of a woman who was sexually abused by a father, a relative, a husband, or a stranger, and that pain is even greater when a pregnancy results. All of these situations mark a woman for her lifetime. The events themselves fade away on the calendar, but sometimes the pain is totally as fresh today as it was when it happened. Now, does this mean that men do not experience the same depth of feelings as women? You know, to be honest, I don't know. Haven't been a man lately, so I don't know the answer to that question. But I'm going to guess that the depth of feeling is probably the same. What might be different is the method of processing it. Processing that grief, that loss, and that shame. So the Bible reveals to us frequently of women's pain, and in this case, the women of Bethlehem, wailing aloud over the slaughter of their precious children. But the Bible really doesn't give us any sense of what men feel. For example, Abraham, as he's about, he raises a knife, about to kill his precious son Isaac. We don't know how he feels. Or poor Joseph. Joseph, who started his marriage out on not the right foot, his wife become mysteriously pregnant? Or his fiancée, rather. How would you explain that to your mother-in-law? So an angel comes along and says, hey, it's okay, Mary conceived by the Holy Spirit. Would you believe that? I mean, is Joseph such a different person from us? How does he explain these things? And then he's got to get up and take his very pregnant wife 60 miles on a donkey down to Nazareth, from Nazareth to Bethlehem, for a census. Really bad timing. Then labor starts. And where can he go? He's got to go to a stable or a cave for her to give birth. That's like really embarrassing. Again, parents, in-laws, how does he explain that when he returns home? I forgot. He doesn't go home, does he? Nope, there's an angel saying, oh, by the way, I think you need to pack up your wife who's just given birth and your infant son, and hey, let's go to Egypt. That's about 100 miles. And he does it. What was he thinking then? What was he feeling? Can I take care of her? Will the son make it through that journey? We don't know. The Bible doesn't tell us much about what men feel and think. So 2 years pass. Herod dies. The pesky angel is back again. He's got to pack up again. Oh, he's right. He's got to pack up again, take his wife and 2-year-old son back to Israel. Okay. Oh, wait. That angel makes one last appearance because Herod's son, Archelaus, is not much better than he was. He was so cruel that Rome deposed him after 10 years. But right now in this story, he's ruling Judea. Oops, better make a route around Judea, back to Nazareth, their hometown. And what's going to happen? We're going to add about 50 or 80 miles to the journey. But it gives him plenty of time to think of how he's going to explain going down for a census and not returning for 2 years. So what are the morals of these stories? Well, I think one is God doesn't really promise us a stress-free life. But I think he does provide ways to protect us, to guide us, to nurture us, and in the worst-case scenario, I do believe God cries with us. To be protected, comforted, and guided, we must be like Joseph. Be willing to listen, whether that angel comes to us in a dream. And you know, psychologists say that dreams are very good at working out problems. And that if you really dream about a problem, you may wake up with a solution. So whether we call it psychological process, phenomenon, or whether it's that commuting angel again, helping us out, if we're willing to listen, if we're willing to hear what path is right, we can go home again. Amen.